ABC Jack here. Welcome to Vinyl Martini. Got a shitload of records to show you tonight. They're new finds that I've picked up in the last, 3 weeks or so. I've got so many that I'm going to split it up into two parts. Part one will be psych, power pop, rock, post-punk, a variety of stuff that you guys might be interested in. And part two is going to be my Canadiana, Americana, and Yukana. What's Yukana, you might ask? Well, it's United Kingdom Anna, so traditional music from the UK, folk, etc., etc. That's a new term, a new genre that you can feel free to use it. I haven't copyrighted that word yet, but go ahead if you have to use it. Anyways, let's get started because I got a shitload of records. I went to Vancouver to visit my daughter, and I have a granddaughter. She takes a nap from 12 to 2:30 every day, so that's my window of opportunity if I'm going to go visit a record store in Vancouver. My daughter lent me her car. I was out for a couple hours, and I went to a new place called Rick Roll Records in Burnaby. Small shop, pretty cool shop. They had a lot of cheapies there. Didn't pick up a lot, but I will start off with the records I found there. First up, Marshall Crenshaw's second record from 1983 called Field Day. I've got his first self-titled record. It's power pop, three-piece power pop band. There's him, Chris Donato on bass and vocals, and his brother on drums. Fantastic song, a fantastic record, solid all the way through. Very enjoyable. I don't really go for too much power pop, but I like to throw in a power pop record now and again. So that's Marshall Crenshaw, Field Day. I've been meaning to pick up this record for a long time, but I've never found a nice enough copy at a decent price. But this is Chris Hillage's first solo record. Of course, Chris Hillage from Gong. Not all entirely prog. The first two songs called Hello Dawn and Motivation are pretty straight ahead rock songs. Very well done. The rest is more proggy, a little closer to Gong, but really solid record all the way through. It's on Atlantic Records on the green and red label, green, white, and red label. So I'm not going to show you the label, but there's the back cover. Fantastic record. Glad to finally pick that up. And in the cheapie bins, I made a mistake. I picked up a copy of Roberta Flack. The album is called, it's just self-titled for some reason, but it's really the soundtrack for a movie called If I Ever See You Again. She already had a record on the charts when the record company forced her to record this record because her contract called for a record every 2 years. And she had waited 3 years before she released, I think it's called Blue in the Basement. And they said, no, you have to fulfill your contract, so you have to record another album right away. So they forced her in the studio to do this, but this is quite a nice record. The first side is really good. What a Woman Really Means, You Were Everything, If I Ever See You Again. She's got, just excellent studio musicians on this. What a voice Roberta Flack has. I pick up, as you can see, I pick up Roberta Flack albums whenever I can when they're in good shape, and I made a mistake. This is a double, but this will make a nice gift. This is a nicer copy than the one I have, so I'll just switch that out and give my other copy away. So it only cost me $5, so it's not the worst thing that could have happened to me. Okay, these are the records from the record fair, and it was kind of a slow start. I was looking for a particular couple of albums when I went there, and I made it my mission to try and find those records. I didn't have any luck. So I was there for about 45 minutes, hadn't bought a record yet. There was tons of dealers. There was lots of people there. Not enough people that you couldn't get to the boxes, but a good turnout. So I was happy to see that. It was the South Island Record Fair in Sydney, just north of us, and it was pretty good. But there was a dealer there that had some cheapie boxes, and then as I was going through them, kind of amazing. They're in really great condition. These records cost $2. Most of the records in the cheapie boxes were $2. So I bought a bunch of those, and I went around the corner and picked out his higher price stuff. So I was really happy. That's when things started to really pick up for me. But picked up a copy of Bruce Coburn's album called The Trouble with Normal from 1983. Now, This is a terrible, terrible record cover. Look at that. Like, the cover would have been a lot better if they had taken this picture, blown it up, and used this picture on the back cover and blown it up, and then it would have been another beautiful record cover, because he's got some striking record covers. Bruce Cockburn, of course, is Canadian, folky, jazzy, amazing guitar player, both acoustic and electric. And the one hit on here is called "The Trouble with Normal." I don't know if it got any airplay in the States. I think it probably did, but love Bruce Cockburn, and it's on True North Records. So another Bruce Cockburn album to add to my collection. So happy to find that. A couple of Straub's records. This is Deep Cuts from 1976. This is a solid record as well. I think they released this after the Ghosts record, and they moved labels from A&M, or at least they were distributed in North America on A&M, and they switched to, it's on Oyster Records, distributed by Polydor. Back to a pretty solid record. Robert Kirby on mellotron, John Mealing on organ, Rupert Holmes on piano, and those are the additional musicians. Of course, the basic band is Dave Cousins, Dave Lambert, Chaz Cronk, and Rod Coombs. Solid record from the Straubs. I'm a big Straubs fan, and I'm just sort of padding out at the end of their career. This is from 1977. First side, brilliant. Second side, a little bit folky-ish, a little more romantic. Not as good, but still happy to have this in the collection. This is Straub's Burning for You. Again, those were $2 each. Same dealer, and I did not pay $2 for this. I took the price off of this. I think this was about $10, but it's a band called Brainbox. They're a Dutch band, and the reason I bought it is because of two members of the band, Jan Ackerman on guitar and Pierre Vanderlinde on drums. Both of those guys, they made this record. Those guys went on with Ties van Leer and formed Focus, the Dutch band. Of course, Brainbox is a Dutch band. A little bit of psych, blues rock, a little bit of folky stuff on here. This was released in 1970. It wasn't released in Canada. This is an American press, and I can remember when I worked in the record store, I used to see this in the import section. I was always curious about it. Didn't pick it up then, but I'm so happy to find a copy of this now. So, Brainbox from 1970. Early members of Focus. First Badfinger record, and this is a dilly. This is Straight Up, of course, from 1970. Their second release on Apple Records. Power pop at its best. Of course, a couple of songs that everybody knows. They're just genius. Baby Blue and Day After Day. But every song is a great song. Power pop at its best. So happy to get this. The cover is shit, but the record inside is nice and clean. I just played it today. It sounded great. So happy to get this. Around the World in a Day. I think it's the first Canadian press. Does not have the inner sleeve. It was $20. I made a deal with this guy anyways. So it was $20, but he knocked off about $15 from the total of what of all the stuff I bought. But it's a gatefold sleeve. I'll show you the whole sleeve. I'm sure everybody knows what this is. Around the World in a Day by Prince, and it's still got this fold over here, which is serrated, so it's easy for this to be torn off. So I think it's unusual to find the complete album like that, and it's on Paisley Park Records, I think, distributed by Warner's, I believe. Anyways, Paisley Park from It's got to be from like 84 or something like that, right? Anyways, don't have the date on that, but very happy to get that. Another Prince record. I've been on a little bit of an Al Stewart thing lately. His records are so cheap. He's a great guitarist. That's soft rock prog, I guess. Soft rock folk prog. But this is a comp. It's a 2-record set. It cost me $5. And it is a comp from his first three albums: Love Chronicles, Bedsitter Images, and Zero She Fly. Oh, his first 4 albums, and the last one is called Orange. So I never see those records around, so it's nice to have this. This was in absolute mint condition. The records haven't been played. There's the gatefold, inner sleeves. I'm sure it hasn't been played. It's just in perfect condition. For $5, I could not leave that behind. Next up is, I've talked about these guys before. They're basically a tier 2 or tier 3 Southern rock band, but Black Oak, Arkansas. X-rated. Little cheeky cover there. On MCA Records. Yeah, Jim Dandy there in all his glory. He's going up to the hayloft with, I guess, this little beauty here. Next up is a, I was so happy to find this. Susie and the Banshees, Tinderbox. What a great, great record. This is their 7th album. Robert Smith left the band when they recorded this, and Johnny Valentine. Do they have his, just a second. I want to get his name right at least. Johnny Valentine Carruthers plays guitar on this, and what a, this record is a knockout. Fantastic. It's really hard to find Susie and the Banshee records here. So I was more than pleased to find this and then play it the other day, and it's in mint condition as well. So it cost me $20 minus the discount I got. So well worth that. Like I said, they're hard to find, and you got to pony up for them when you do find them. I've been looking out for Brian Auger material. I've got a couple of Brian Auger Oblivion Express records already, but those are the ones that are easy to find. There's one with a blue, it's a blue cover with a train on it, and the next one is more of a colored copy. It's got a train on it. But this is a comp called Brian Auger Genesis, and on the back it says Brian Auger featuring Julie Driscoll Genesis. And of course, it's got that great Brian Auger and the Trinity cover of Season of the Witch. Does some fantastic, Steve, Ace for Alice, B is for Bob. I know you're a B3 Hammond organ fan. This is the artist for you. Fantastic, bluesy, a little bit of jazz elements thrown in there, some psych elements. Yeah, you just love this record. I'm sure you got some Brian Auger in your collection and you know about this guy, but if you don't, check him out. So that is a comp from I think it was released in 1974. And I have Brian Auger's, after after the Trinity disbanded, he formed a band called Brian Auger's Oblivion Express. This is the first Brian Auger release. I've got the second and the third. Again, more blues, jazzy, proggy music. Fantastic. Some fantastic vocals on here by Alex Ligertwood, Brian Auger, Jim Mullen, Barry Dean, and Robbie McIntosh. So fantastic Brian Auger. I know that Alex from Beer and Vinyl has been checking out Brian Auger, and if you don't have this, Alex, keep an eye out for it. It is a banger. Another record I'm really, really happy to find that I never see her albums out in the wild. That's Grace Jones and her album Living My Life from 1982. She's got a trilogy of records. I do not have Leatherette. Somebody showed Leatherette the other day, and that's the one I'm looking out for. But this is a beautiful mint copy of Living for You. Of course, Robbie and the Sly are the rhythm guys on this album. Just fantastic. I played it today. It's mint copy on the Blue Island, label. I'm always happy to see that. So another fantastic find. And one more record to show you, folks. I'm going to come in under 20 minutes. Whoa, that's a change. I have been on a Byrds kick for the last little while and a Roger McGuinn kick. I've been trying to finish the discography of those guys, and I'm about 3 records shy for the Byrds, and one of them, and when I first went in the record fair, I was intent on trying to find those records. Either one of the 3 records I was looking for, or hopefully all 3. Well, I was looking and looking and looking, and finally found at the last box, the last dealer that I, at the end of the fair, I still had a little bit of money in my pocket. And I said, I hadn't had any luck finding one of the records, any of the records. And in the last box I looked in, here it was, it's Byrds, Younger Than Yesterday. It is a re-release, it's not on the 2i Columbia. It's stereo, it's not mono, and it's on the regular old, boring old orange Columbia label from about 1974 or 1975, I guess, but so delighted to have this. This is a great record, of course. Roger McGuinn's still in here. Not Roger McGuinn, David Crosby, I'm sorry. But the original members of the band, the big hit off here, of course, was So You Want to Be a Rock and Roll Star, which is a great song, but every song is a killer on here. Fantastic, fantastic record. And if I keep at it, I will find a copy of Fifth Dimension, and I will find a copy of Sweethearts of the Rodeo one day. Of course, I can get them, I can buy them online anytime I want, but what's the fun in that? So just be a little patient, and I will find those. So that's what I got for you tonight. Thanks for watching. Give me a like, give me a dislike. By the way, I do have an Instagram page that I post fairly regularly. I talk about records, show record covers, talk about records. So my Instagram name or title or whatever is Final Martini. So easy to find. Hit me up if you like. And until the next time, until part 2, when I do all the other stuff that not everybody's so interested in, but maybe a few of you are. So till then, thanks for watching, and talk to you later. Cheers.